and today I'm going to be educating you on financial fraud and scams. So, what even are financial fraud and scams? So, financial fraud and scams are when someone tries to take your money or other assets from you through deception or lying. This fraud can occur from small amounts, even in the dollars, to large amounts, even in the millions, even if some fraud may seem small and insignificant. So, the real question, why should you even care? Last year in 2021, consumers lost $5.8 billion due to fraud. This was around a multitude of fraud, but mainly there were different types of fraud introduced, such as the PPE fraud. Because of this, the average person lost around $500. This was due to increased prices from merchandise being stolen, as well as lower trust between insurance companies and the person who was claiming it, leading to higher premiums for everybody. So, who can fraud occur to? It may seem like fraud can only occur to individuals, but it can occur to banks, government officials, nations, and yes, even in the individual. It's important to be vigilant no matter who you are, because nobody is unscammable, and fraud can occur to anyone. So, what are the main types of financial fraud scams? So, there are four main types that I'm going to be going over today. Number one is identity theft. Number two are telephone scams. Number three is credit card fraud. And number four is insurance fraud. Now I'm going to go a little bit deeper into what every single one of those is. First, we have identity theft. Identity theft is stealing somebody's information to access their bank accounts or other accounts so you can embezzle money from them. One of the main types of fraud that occurs from this is credit card fraud and identity fraud. This is when somebody takes the information that they've stolen and they use that stolen information to sign up for plans or different credit cards. This is one of the most common types of scams, and it can occur to anybody. To avoid identity theft, never give out your personal information or password to anybody that you do not trust fully, and use different passwords for different accounts. As well, never give your passwords online to anybody, regardless of the situation. Next, we have telephone scams. Now, telephone scams are mostly targeted towards the elderly or children who don't really know much better. A scammer will call somebody's phone and attempt to get them to do a number of things, including sending them money, buying gift cards and sending them the gift card codes, sending their personal information or passwords, and even getting them signed up for pyramid schemes. To avoid telephone scams, never send money to the phone to an untrusted source. Never send your personal information to anybody. And educate those who are older and younger about the dangers of telephone scams. These ones can be particularly dangerous, as they will really target those who don't know much better, and they can get stuck in the loop of just constantly being scammed. Next, we have credit card fraud. This is one of the most common types of fraud in the United States, with over 200,000 cases of credit card occurring every single year and millions of dollars lost. This mostly occurs to individuals who have had their card identity stolen, and usually comes after identity fraud. This information is then used by the scammer to use the card to buy different products on the card or even to sign up for more credit cards. To prevent credit card fraud, be careful with where and with who you use your credit cards. Being careful to not use them at places that you feel nervous giving your personal information to. One example of this is at gas stations. If you feel nervous about using your credit card at the pump, you can always go inside and pay with cash or request a certain amount of money onto a specific pump. Be careful with where you use your credit card, as it's very easy to have your identity stolen. Now we have the most complicated type of fraud, insurance fraud. Insurance fraud is complicated because it can take on many different forms. But the one thing that's different about this is the main person being defrauded is the actual insurance company. This is mainly caused by a person defrauding their insurance company by lying about what occurred in an incident as a way to get more money from the company. One example of this would a person purposely crashing their car to claim that it was stolen or wrecked by somebody else as a way to get more money to buy new things or buy a new car. This can be prevented by always being vigilant and truthful during insurance claims, as well as vigilance on the side of the insurance company to verify claims. Now, while it may seem that insurance fraud can only hurt big corporations that already have millions of dollars, the real person who is hurt here is the individual consumer. Due to insurance fraud, premiums are raised for everybody, which just leads to more money lost throughout the entire nation. In conclusion, don't be a scammer. Scamming has lost billions of dollars and also comes with jail time. If you don't want to end up in jail, or you don't want to end up hurting the common society, don't be a scammer. As well, be vigilant on your side. Recognize the scams and be aware of what can happen. Thank you.